point, or do you even allow it to affect you?
I mean, definitely don't let it affect me too much, but 100% use it as motivation, especially the way I lost. I really don't think I lost that fight, but, they say never leave it to the judge's hands, and unfortunately I did that. Unfortunately, I've done that too much, so, I just know I got to correct some things, be a little more aggressive when I fight, and, not just let it fire me up, but learn from the loss, learn what I should have done and could have done, and definitely looking forward to getting back in there and, putting what I've learned and what I've adapted mentally to the test. So, yeah, don't let it eat me up too much. Just is what it is. These things happen. Take what I need to take from it, learn from it, move on, and, only up from here.
There you go. Now, as we're recording, do we have another fight in the future?
Nothing set yet, but I'm looking to get back in February.
Very nice. Okay. Now,
yeah.
You're the number one ranked featherweight fighter in Texas. I mean, kind of talked about you fighting in February, but what's next for you?
Yeah, I think I fight in February. God willing, with a good performance and a good finish. I think I could get a call up after that one, but don't want to look too much into the future. Just focus on getting back in there, getting better right now, fighting in February, and putting on a great performance, and let the cards play out how they will after that.
Now, I mean, recently we had heard that Bellator had gotten bought by the PFL, and what PFL has been doing with their fighters is absolutely amazing. And obviously, we have UFC is the biggest name in town. One is very big in the ranks as well. What does, like you said, moving to the next level, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, that is a great thing for the sport, I believe, with PFL and Bellator coming together.
Yeah.
They offer great money and a great promotion as well, but I just think the UFC, they're the top of the top. They, the pay might not be as well at the top for like winning a tournament, I guess, per se. In PFL would be the pay for UFC compared to PFL, but the UFC gives you that platform, a lot more eyes on it, and I have a business mind and have things I want to do, so I think the UFC really is considered the top of the top, so I want to be the best fighter there and bring all the eyes on me and, do good business with the eyes I can get from the UFC.
Now, who in the UFC featherweight division do you think you match up with really well?
Oh, that's a good question. That's funny because I've never really thought about, who would be a good matchup or not. Just obviously I have the goals of, making it to the top and being able to fight for that belt one day. I don't really look at who I would match up well with. I just look at the top and being like, I'm going to get there and I'm going to fight this guy one day. Obviously those guys right now are Volkanovski, Ilia Topuria. I love Max Holloway. I would love to put myself in position here in the next years to be able to get a fight against him. But yeah, haven't really thought about who I would match up well with. Just, have the goal of getting there and fighting these high level guys, proving that I'm a high level fighter as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have Yair Rodriguez being the interim champion right now, which never made sense to me why they did that, because it's not like Volkanovski's not defending the belt on a regular basis. So that was that was kind of dumb for me. But they're obviously they're going to unify that belt, and I mean Volkanovski, he's been the champ since 2019. He's only loss has come to when he moved up weight classes twice, and then he just happened to get caught, the second time. The first fight, you can arguably say he won that one because he was in control almost the entire fight. But for whatever reason, like you said, don't let it go to the judges. Judges had it go the other way. But, I mean, I think Volkanovski won that fight, and so many other people did too. However, the second fight shut everybody up because he got caught with a head kick, which that was kind of upsetting to watch because, especially if you're a Volk fan, you're like, all right, maybe he's going to have two belts at one time. And then unfortunately he gets caught. But I mean, it happens I think the first or the main two fights had to get switched around anyway. So, when you come in on short notice, that's one thing, but getting caught, doesn't matter how much you've prepared. Once you get caught in the head like that, you're just going to go down.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that card was a crazy situation. Both the main and co-main got switched on, they were, short notice on 10 days or something like that for both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was questionable for both to even take it, but you have to respect a man like that who just says, is what it is. I have this big name. I have a lot. I could sit on the side and wait for a full camp, either defend his featherweight belt or get another full camp and fight Islam. And he says, screw it. I'll risk it. I'll put it on the line and go see what happens. Unfortunately, it didn't work out into his favor, but have to give props to him for even, taking that fight.
Right. But I mean, he's just been such a dominant featherweight too that, he's cleaned out a division, and I totally understand why he'd want to move up. Like, honestly, what else is there for him to prove in that division except, you making your way up and maybe facing you?
Yeah, 100%. He cleared out all the top guys, so that's the way to become a double champ, is to clear out your division, show that you are the great, the greatest in that weight class, and then go get that second belt. Arguably did get it the first time, but, go attempt to get that second belt that way. Yeah, the UFC is big now on, people will get the belt, and then they're immediately like, all right, what's the super fight we can make here?
Right.
I'm going to go up a division. Let's go up a division.
Yeah, I'm curious what they're going to end up pulling out of the hat when it does come to UFC 300. Because, I mean, I think rumors came out today that they are working on some kind of super fight, which, honestly, the only fight that is, I'm not going to say the only, but a super fight that would only make sense to me, which can't happen at 300 because time-wise doesn't work out, is John Jones versus Francis Ngannou. Like, Francis never fought or never lost. Jones arguably has never lost inside the cage. Whether you agree with what he does outside the cage is a whole nother situation, but he is, right now the undisputed champion, minus the fact that there is an interim champion now. So it's like, where do we go with that? But I'm very curious as to what super fight they are putting together. I mean, does it involve Michael Chandler? Does it involve Conor McGregor somewhere? Does it are they bringing somebody like George St. Pierre out of retirement or anything like that? Like, I'm very curious as to what they're going to pull out of the hat when it does come to UFC 300.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see. No, I think, did Dana say it did not involve McGregor?
He did say it doesn't involve McGregor. Yeah.
Yeah, because what I would imagine is Chandler McGregor, but yeah,
that fight could still happen because Chandler hasn't fought since Poirier, I believe, and I think that's when he lost. So
I feel like they're probably going to do that for 300.
Yeah,
that would make a lot of sense. But yeah, Jones coming off that pec injury, that's a pec tear is a long thing to heal. I wonder how long he will be out. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't fight till maybe this time next year, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, I think they want to hold him out and have him fight Stipe, but I think it'd be better if he fought Aspinall.
Same. I mean, it's not going to, I think Aspinall should defend that belt at least 1 to 2 more times and then have that fight with Jones, because obviously Jones is going to have to come back from the injury. He's going to have to then train even more, for the fight, and then they'll have the fight. So again, not till this time next year, I imagine. But who knows? The whole Stipe fight just still does, especially at this point, doesn't make any sense to me. Like, no offense to Stipe, but why? Like he hadn't fought in so long, and then had to see immediately get a title shot. I don't know. The whole thing is kind of a weird situation to me.
No, I definitely agree. Yeah, and I don't know if I read this or not. I think Stipe said he was waiting for John to come back to fight him, or maybe Dana said he wanted to hold out and put that fight together.
Yeah, because Dana said he didn't want to disrespect Stipe by having him fight for an interim belt. And my thought process is, well, your last two light heavyweight champions vacated it because they were injured. Why would your heavyweight champion not do the same thing? Oh, right, because his name's John Jones. That's
Yep.
why.
100%.
Yeah, like he should have vacated it. They should have had a championship and then have the next guy face Stipe. Like, that's the only thing that would have made sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a weird play, but, Dana is very good and very smart at what he does, so maybe he's definitely got to be, drawing up some things that we can't see right now, so hopefully it is something very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm curious when they're going to announce that because I'm trying to do the math here. I think they just announced Volkanovski's at 297? Let's see here. I know this is so entertaining for a lot of people. Strickland and Duplessis is 297, and that's in January. Okay, then. What does 298 look like? That's Volkanovski. Okay, and that's February. So that means in April is when we're going to get UFC 300, but still don't think we have a date for that. And again, I think, I was talking to a friend last night. Yeah, they don't even have it in Wikipedia. I was talking to a friend last night and I was like, it would not surprise, O'Malley and Barrow too is 299. I thought they would have saved that one for 300. Jesus. So that's March 9th. Honestly, I think that 300 is going to be in Vegas because it's the fight capital of the world, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do it where the Raiders play in that football stadium because they've never done a stadium. I know they've teased AT&T Stadium back when I think Silva and GSP was a rumored super fight, but
they got to save that for me.
Yeah. Imagine
goal.
that. Like, you would probably be the only person to have ever played football there and then fought in the same building.
That's my goal.
There you go.
I'm clipping this audio recording, and here in 5-6 years, when I'm fighting for a belt at AT&T Stadium, we're bringing it back.
Love it. We're putting it out in the universe, and it's going to happen.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's been my goal for a long time. So actually, my pro debut was. I'm sure you know XKO.
Oh yeah, I've talked to Thomas many times. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So my pro debut is for XKO, and they did it at Texas Live.
Yeah.
And that's right across the way from AT&T Stadium, and I got a first round knockout, and after I knocked the guy out, I jumped on the top of the cage. I was looking at my friends, got hyped with my friends, and I looked forward, and my mom was standing there on the table section. Made eye contact with her. She was going crazy. That felt good. And then right behind her was AT&T Stadium, and I was just looking at the stadium. And in that moment, I was just like, we're gonna do this there one day. And literally, while that thought is going through my mind, one of the commission guys, he like taps me and tries to pull me down off the top of the cage, and you can actually go and see it if you watch the fight on YouTube. I like pull my hand away from the guy and give him the hold on sign. And I just look at him again and take the moment in. So yeah, I've definitely had that thought and had that visualization in my head for a long time. So one day I will bring it to fruition.
Yeah, you will, and that's going to be amazing. And again, clip this audio, put that up there because But that whole video sequence is gonna be great. That should be